How's it going, you guys? My name is Kareem Ben Solomon, otherwise known as Unique. I am an upcoming hip-hop artist representing Skyward Marketing and Management. At the age of maybe 13, 14, I was attending Southwest Middle School in Charlotte, North Carolina. I forget exactly what term of events that led my best friend to present me with this name, but when he said it, it was like, that rings, it sounds good to me, so you know what? That's what I'm gonna go by. So I started in my music, and my early music then as writing, I would say, oh, this is Unique on the track, or, you know, things of that sort. Later on, I had to figure out how I was gonna spell it, of course, for trademarking reasons and for branding myself. So I got on Google, see who used it. Nobody used Une3kK. Made perfect sense, and to me, it holds many different values that I will be using throughout all of my art. My biggest influence in hip hop, hands down, has to be Tech 9. Tech 9 has strongly influenced all of my music. Listening to his tracks and how they were mixed and how they were layered and how he kept the track moving. He has so many different things that would go on, but it tied in to complete his art. So as listening to him coming up as an artist, he was the guy that I wanted to sound like, right? So he influenced my flow and what I would talk about in my music, and I was later on inspired by Insane Clown Posse and Twisted, and yeah, right. So listening to those guys, like, they definitely told me to myself at 13 listening to hip hop that, you know what, it's okay to be different and you can still be successful being who it is that you are. You don't have to be like the guys that have already made it, the ones you see on MTV and BET, because you know what? Being different is what brands you. Being different is what makes you unique. It makes you who you are. So when I heard that coming up, I said, yeah, you know what? This is what I want to do. And later on, it took me to figure out, you know what? Maybe I sound a little bit too much like Tech 9. I need to start to create and formulate my own style, my own pattern of music, and how I would like to get down whenever I sit down to pick up a notepad and pen. Right? So definitely, if I had any dreams of where I would want to be other than an independent artist, I would love to be signed to Strange Music. The movement is amazing, and I dig all of the artists, even the newer ones that are coming out today. And what Tech 9 has done from himself, from me watching him over these years, is simply amazing. To have done this as an independent artist and as an independent label that he created is simply amazing. I strongly agree that there is a huge problem with the industry hip-hop that you see today. I remember when Lil Wayne, for instance, became big all of a sudden in my high school, or in general, it was cool to gangbang. Not saying that Lil Wayne is the one who presented that, because obviously he wasn't, but he played a very big part in glorifying that, right? And then you have your other trap artists or southern artists who glorify the selling of drugs and saying that doing this is the lifestyle that you would want to live, and it's not. It's not the lifestyle that you would want your children to live, to talk about murder and to talk about guns and basically the oppression of your own people. Why would you want to glorify that? That is the problem. So no, I don't agree with the majority of the industry, and luckily today you can start to see more of a diverse thing starting to go on with your Kendrick Lamars and your J. Coles and your people like that who bring something different to hip-hop, your Commons, right, who say, you know what, you don't have to be this way or follow this type of a genre in order to be big and to prosper in this industry. So yeah, it definitely was and probably still is a huge issue with industry music. I would have to say my contribution to hip hop would be myself. I write what I feel, I write what I see in my environment. I use music and the form of writing and creating in the art as a release. And for me to hear when I write a song that someone loves or they can relate to, when they hit me on social media and say, hey, you know what, I broke up with my boyfriend or girlfriend a couple weeks ago, and you know what, I heard your song Turning Inside, for example, and I listened to it on repeat for several days, and you know what, by knowing that I wasn't alone in this experience, it made me feel more comfortable where I was now, that I would make it out and that I would be okay. So I would have to say, just being true to yourself and just staying true and just being different and being who you are, not trying to be like the next guy or be like, you know, the guys that have already made it and this, that, and the third. That's my contribution to hip hop. Alright, you guys, be sure you like my Facebook page, facebook.com Une3kK. It'll pop up. Go ahead and like it up. Be straight on that. Also, be sure you follow me at Twitter, right? At UNE3KK_3UP. Go ahead and follow me there. You can find me on SoundCloud.com/UNE3KK. By that way, you'll be able to keep up with my movements and keeping up with my upcoming projects that will be on iTunes. So go ahead and purchase my first single, There For Me, featuring Denali.